Good day, everyone. Dark Stars here, and welcome to Deepest Grievances. This is a horror visual novel. Uh-oh. Well, so this game is a horror visual novel about a gruesome murder that strikes the nation's most inefficient institution, and we are joining being an overworked detective and his unlucky companion in navigating the bureaucratic wasteland of the Department of Complaints. I'm just reading that from the site, but there are content warnings, so if you guys do not like cosmic horror, psychosis, anxiety, paranoia, mentions and depictions of blood, violence, death, and body horror, or the passing references of addiction, stalking, and self-injury, you might want to click off this video then. Otherwise, if you're here and you are fine with that, welcome in, and let's jump right into this game then. After 20 hours, I was nearing the front of the queue. Might have been more than that. Not like there's any way of telling. The shadows on the floor got longer, then shorter again, and I could see the sun floating to the top of the window, like the room was rolling its eyes. One of those bleak, foggy mornings. Maybe my vision was just getting blurry. The hideous off-white wallpaper making the room look all washed out. Bless you. An impatient cough sounds behind me, jolting me back to attention, and thus the queue moves, shuffling another inch. Hundreds of feet dragging across the floor in unison. There's a strange sense of camaraderie in the queue. Quiet sighs and the rustling of jackets, except no one talks. Just hundreds of visitors taking turns, checking their watches, clicking their tongues. Through the doorframe, I too can see the big bright eye of the wall clock ticking away like a metronome. Its plastic frame has scuffed and yellowed with age, the numbers blending into the background. You can call me something of a veteran. 10 hours into the queue, I've had this epiphany, right? What you don't know can't hurt you. I will make one. I, mm, I couldn't think of something to do with it, so I smashed it. Twisted the hands off my watch, then caught the fragments of the glass with a napkin and put it all in the empty paper cup. About 6 o'clock that was, something like 3, 4 coffee stations down the line. I could hear it ticking on. I can hear it still. The slow, methodical clicking of the stamp in the hands of the stamping officer. Then the queue shuffles again. The omnipresent hum of fluorescent lights makes the air vibrate. They left it on overnight. Lots of people queuing, as you can tell. And, you know, if they started dropping, there might be a stampede. So the lights, they're on the whole night. It's actually surprisingly ingenious. It is, quite literally, the same pen. Your fucking head is getting in the way of the light. This creates a shadow on the page. Look here, the hue matches perfectly. Are you... Oh my god. You can't be serious. Can you please call someone with ears and half a brain? A manager? A supervisor? A dog even? Anyone? Hello? Next. I'm close enough to hear the music. I'm not going to the back. Are you for real? Seriously, I can't do this again. I've been here since last Monday. Can you at least look at it? Please, just look. Please? I'm literally begging. What else could you possibly want? By all means, take your time. It's not like we're in a hurry. Someone at the back yawns, starting a chain reaction. I pinch myself, hovering my palm over the rim of the cup, hoping the warm steam can help me summon a surge of alertness. Been trying to space it out, you see. Caffeine puts too much strain on my heart. You know what? Fine. You can shove the whole thing up your ass, ink and all. I hope that in the process of doing it, you develop a rare allergy to correctly formatted papers and your liver fucking implodes. Oh, hello there. Can't put a stamp on a verbal complaint. This isn't a department of oral protests. Next! You again. Morning, afternoon, whatever. Can I get in now? I push the access form towards the stamping officer. He gingerly picks it up with 2 fingers, holding it away from him with contempt. His glassy eyes narrow into slits as he scans the form for any lurking imperfections, ready to pounce on at the tiniest formatting error. Fortunately. Wow! Everyone, look! This tool finally learned how to sign his name in a box without going outside of it. On his second try as well? Stunning. Very impressive. You've come so far. Can I get in? Do my job? Get in, do my job. What are you, 5? I don't even work here. Shoot! I'm from the agency. Here was a letter signed by the Department of Work, dated Wednesday morning, stamped urgent. Huh? Uh-huh. Well, since you already got such a lovely, wonderful, urgent stamp, what could you possibly need mine for? It can scarcely compete. So slow, so inefficient. You know what? It bums me out just thinking about subjecting you to it. It got me feeling kinda insecure. Perhaps it'll hurt even. You know what? I think we're gonna take a break. I need a bit of time to really sit on these feelings. Listen, actually, just sitting on them doesn't feel enough. Perhaps I'll lay down and do a bit of journaling to really reflect on the unique perspective you just offered me. Oh, yes, since we've already delayed you so much, what difference does a little half an hour make? Maybe 40 minutes if I choose to do some guided meditation. You know how it is. There's a body in your office. So what? I didn't put it there. So maybe you should step over your ego in favor of more pressing matters? I've already humored you once with this ridiculous charade of stamps and slips. I just need to get to reception. The killer's still on the loose, perhaps even still in the building. You must think you're real important, don't you? In this scenario, yes. Very. And this asinine carousel of yours is endearing not only to my job's security, but everyone currently in the building. If you don't care about yourself, at least have some regard for the safety of your colleagues. Oh. Oh, you poor soul. Just wait till you meet them. Confident information access for. I, detective, request permission to access reception for reason of doing my job. I understand that I may come in contact with confidential information. I hereby undertake to keep in strict confidence any information obtained in the premise of the Department of Complaints. Signature, I cannot read that. I was trying to zoom in, and I guess the scroll wheel does that. Just like the last one. Can I get in now? I think I can. Okay, wait, hang on a second. I see what you're saying, I really do. But you can't just show up and expect to see the boss, I'm afraid. It doesn't work like that. If it did, you see, he'd be like the only person anyone would want to see. See what I mean? His limited opening hours are the sole reason any of us have a job in the first place. It's alright. He's expecting me. Uh-oh. I never said that, actually. Sorry for the confusion. I said, he's been told you're coming. Is there a difference? Well, as you could probably infer, the Department of Complaints is our country's busiest department. So in the interest of stress reduction, the boss had to set some boundaries. Lucky for you, today his opening hours are, let's see, from 10 to 5 past. That's 5 minutes. Like I said, fortune smiles upon you. While you wait, why not help yourself to some pick-me-ups? There's a coffee station and a water cooler just around the corner. You can use the waiting area to rest up and recover your strength. Take it easy, yeah? You got a tricky case ahead of you. I would know. I know, like, all the office gossip. Oh my god. Really? Naturally. Is there anything in particular you wanted to know? No harm in trying, I suppose. Well, for starters... Oh. Well, we could learn about the victim. What can you tell me about the victim? Well, let's see. Yes, that would certainly be someone from this office. I'm also like 95% sure they used to work here. Just, you know, not anymore. Wow, what great information. What about the killer? What can you tell me about him? Well, let's see. Yes, I'd say they probably didn't have the best relationship with the victim. I think that's what the pros call a motive. Oh my god. This is just like Pathfinders, where I'm a freaking investigator. Me listening to the clues just like they're good clues that they given that, and it's like just my brain's like, cool. That's some good tea. Right. You know what? Maybe I'll just wait for the boss. A dozen chairs and a small couch were huddled together, crammed in a space too small to possibly accommodate for even a fraction of the visitors. Ironically enough, the waiting area was completely empty. No visitors would be foolish enough to risk their place in the queue, or any of the lesser queues for the matter, like the one stretching from the receptionist desk all the way to the brightly lit corridor. The seat cushion was a thin, coarse layer of padding, offering neither comfort nor support. Still, after all this time, I was finally able to breathe a sigh of relief as my body succumbed to the pull of gravity and my head drooped and all was peaceful. Can I just say, I love your choice of chair. That one's always been my favorite. You know what I think? A chair is more than just furniture. Yes, each spot, each blemish is a chapter in the story of our department. A reminder that life isn't meant to be pristine and flawless. It's meant to be embraced, savored, even spilled upon. Personally, I think blood gives it a nice pop of Oh. Okay. Sorry. Blood. Well, yes. As a sign of respect, we kept it intact ever since the last boss lost his fight against tuberculosis. After all, it was his favorite place to cough. What the? Oh, that one, yes! A formidable pick. If you feel the armrest, you might notice a little bump. That's where our HR officer store her toenail clip. Ew! It's supposed to be like a productivity charm? Something like that. In either case, they add an interesting texture. No! There's a funny story about the chair on your right, too. I really don't want to hear it. Actually, yeah, maybe it's best you don't. Just a bit of friendly advice. What? Try not to touch the couch. Yeah, I wouldn't, if I were you. My eyelids drooped. But her voice cut through my ears like a needle, poking at the delicate bubble of my patience. It set my teeth on edge. Not only that, the music blared. The high-pitched noises pierced through the air like a swarm of mosquitoes, challenging the limits of my endurance. This was, without exaggeration, the worst track I've ever heard. Oh, I can click things now. Okay, so we got the door, we have... Oh. That must be the receptionist, if I had to guess. Yes, it is. How can I help you? More information on... Let's get some information on the stamping officer, actually. Oh my gosh, stop. Was it that obvious? You're right, though. We're pretty much made for each other. Everyone in the office talks about it, like, all the time. And he plays hard to get. But it's fine. I like that about him. He's got this hard exterior, so he seems cold and distant on the outside. But deep inside, he's actually super into me. He's been shooting me these intense stares whenever I sit next to him in a meeting. He keeps taking long routes through the corridors just to avoid bumping into me because he's actually super shy. It's kind of pathetic. But in a cute way, you know? Ah. Yeah, sure. Check that. Not going into the queue yet. Oh, that's the queue, okay. Just talk to the receptionist. Fine. I already talked to you, so I'm just gonna rest. Okay, so this might seem a bit mundane, but trust me, it's actually low-key fascinating. What's your favorite kind of paper? Sorry, I must have misheard you.
Hold on, let me guess. You seem like a wrapping paper kind of guy. It's like the epitome of mystery. A few strategic folds and a bit of tape concealing a special secret, an enigma only you can solve. A mini adventure, custom made for your taste. From cheeky polka dots to sophisticated stripes. The curiosity, Mr. Detective. It's electrifying.
Sure. I close my eyes and stretch my legs, relishing the sensation of muscles unwinding, the tension of the day slowly melting away. The music blares loud and rhythmic, hitting my eardrums like a sledgehammer.
I see how it is.
What?
Wrapping paper isn't exactly enough for you, huh? You're just saying that it to be polite, I can tell. I'm like the best people reader in this department. I'm something of an empath. Instead of seeing it as a mystery, you can see it as an obstacle. You're pragmatic like that. It's kind of garish, too, isn't it? All crispy and shiny. It's like, who do you think you are? There's a lurking sense of deception. The lumps and bumps and jagged edges taped haphazardly underneath all the glamour. I bet you're looking for something more genuine, practical but delicate, with a sense of real vulnerability.
There's a loud, nasally twang to her voice, like a bad sinus infection, leaving my ears ringing in protest.
Don't be so shy. I'm like the least judgmental person in the department.
Well, make up your mind. Who are you?
We could do a kiss, marry, kill. Crepe, tissue, or tracing paper.
As she chatted away, the chain of disgruntled visitors at her desk continued to grow, their frustration palpable in the air like a storm brewing on the horizon. Jeez. Can I go away? No, I don't want to talk to her. I talked to her. Try the rest, too. Oh no.
By the way, Mr. Detective, what do you think of the music?
Hang on, let me get into this for a minute. Honestly, it's not too bad. I kind of like it.
I know, right? I picked it out myself, yes.
Hi, Dory.
Makes me feel like I'm stuck in an elevator with a gloomy but sensitive lover.
Really feeling the stuck bit right about now.
It really gets you, doesn't it? Still, if you ever get tired of it or want to hear something different, you can change it in settings. Neat, right? Go ahead, test it.
Excuse me? Setting? Oh! This one's more... kind of more enigmatic, I think. Never mind. Not bad.
Tell me what you think.
I was kind of vibing with the other one more than this one. I'm gonna have to say worse.
Oh. Well, that's fine. No harm in trying out something new, right? Even if things don't always work out the way you expect. Ah, well, feel free to stick to the one you like better, or don't. Whichever makes you feel most at home.
Hang on, it's picking up. Can I... I don't want to talk to her some more. No! Try it. Ask how to get to... Wood. Wood what? Excuse me? Yeah, how do I get the boss stuff?
Sure. One boss meeting coming right up.
James!
Aha!
Oh, I need a big bad boss. Uh, hmm. Hang on a minute. I need some thinking with this one.
Ah, here comes the fabled detective. Well, shit.
Oh, what?
I said good morning. Have a seat. Take yourself to some tea. How was the journey?
Behind the desk sat a great mountain of a man, blocking up most of the wall behind him. I was the boss. It was me the whole time. Like some enormous wave about to arch about me and break. Perhaps more stunning than his size, however. Whereas his finger looking good. Colonel Sanders. I could see it. That's choice of sounds. Okay. Closed shut like a pair of sealed envelopes, making me wonder how, if at all, he could have seen me walk through that door. I forgot his name. I can't see his face. But oh, there's an idiot in the way. Hang on. That's the game. I guess I'm in this corner now. Or, hang on, I'm gonna become smaller, and we're gonna go here. Oh, that's why you said that. Well, I'm glad you asked. The journey was fine. Everything following it, not so much. I arrived here by 1 in the afternoon, on the day of my assignment. Can you hear me?
Yes.
Right. To be honest with you, I've been completely befuddled in what could possibly be causing such extreme delays. Then I meet your stamping officer, and everything just clicked into place.
Well, that's good.
I wouldn't say that. At the end of my first queuing cycle, he sent me back, citing crossing over a box. So I pointed out that the box wasn't large enough to possibly accommodate my name, which it wasn't. In response, he told me, and I quote, to get a shorter name.
Well, yeah. I could see how that would be a possible solution. Not that you should, but, you could.
Oh my god. I stare at the boss. In either case, on both of my visits, he was utterly unpleasant, unprofessional, and frankly unfit for the position he occupies.
Oh, cool.
His speech seemed lucid enough, bounced between sleep and wakefulness. His lips, however, moved so aimlessly as to betray the absence of any conscious control. I could hear him snore, deep like a distant thunder.
Yeah, that's starting to sound kind of like a complaint. And we don't really do that here.
You are the Department of Complaints.
Yeah, but do you have a stamp? See, my hands are kinda tied here. Sorry that happened though. Or like, is happening.
Okay. Okay. Right. I take a deep breath. Case details. Can I have them?
Body's in the sorting office. Maybe. Unless someone moved it. In which case, it's probably somewhere else.
Such as.
For crying out loud, aren't you a detective?
The boss shrugs, pulling his blanket up to his chin.
He has a blanket? Anyways, where was I?
He seems to be getting more and more comfortable with each passing minute.
Please don't fuck it up.
Excuse me?
I mean, like, don't bungle it.
Sir?
What? I'm awake.
I mean, just don't solve or deduce or conclude or extrapolate anything. That'll get us
the front pages of national tabloids. With all due respect, I don't think that depends on... Buddy. Pal. Champ. No. We've been through it the last year. Gave me knee pains. Listen, no press conferences, like, at all. I mean it. Any more backlash, and I'm gonna bust a hip. So don't do it.
Duly noted. How would I be able to...
Don't know. Busy. Optimizing. Synergy. If you got questions, I don't know. Ask the intern. Flip a coin.
Gamble?
You could come back when you're done, but you'll probably need an access form.
You gotta be kidding me.
Looking forward to seeing you again. With all my eyes.
Can't you just write me a note? Or give me an appointment date? This is absurd. It's ridiculous. Sir! Hello? I clear my throat and approach, hoping a tap on the shoulder might shake him awake. Excuse me, sir. I tap more insistently, but the boss no longer responds. His opening hours must have come to a close.
I'm gonna be honest, this is news to me.
Hi. The intern wasn't hard to discover, partly because he's been loitering in the corridors, knocking on every door in search of anyone who'd care enough to answer, with that deer in the headlights look in his eyes. Partly because his sheer length seemed to rival the magnitude of the boss. Something calm, or maybe a little frantic.
Well, ever since I came here, it's been pretty much nonstop. Finding out things I apparently signed up for, but working as a detective sidekick, that was definitely not in the job description. And you think that'd be a pretty important thing to include.
It's not a reoccurring responsibility.
Think of it as emergency duty. Oh, I'm well aware. Think of it as I will, though. I could barely find my car keys from the best of days, let alone a murder culprit. And sure, it's a bit more exciting, but I still prefer not having my trial period performance judged based on my deductive abilities. Just the regular coffee fetching stuff for me, thank you.
He tilted his head as he turned, careful not to knock it against the ceiling. You're talking like I was the one who assigned you as my helper. Frankly, I prefer to work alone.
Lone wolf prodigy kind of deal.
I have a reasonable track record. You have nothing to worry about. Your uses won't exceed a regular office coffee fetcher and the occasional information desk.
Seems a bit dehumanizing.
I'm doing it on purpose. If it didn't match the energy of your future workplace, your experience wouldn't be authentic.
I think I'm good on the authenticity.
As you wish. Now I need you to tell me how to get to the snorting office. The snorting office? What?
Right. So you're that kind of... oh my god.
Oh, this game's gonna put me on edge. Oh, I can already tell. The edge of my visions are The edges of my vision are starting to blur. Sorting. Don't be a smartass.
Well, the sorting one's probably the one of the corridors.
Well, yes? Is that all?
I don't know what else you expect from me, man. It's literally my first day. I'm still figuring out how to work the fax machine.
Our investigation's looking promising. Well, here goes nothing. So we got 2 doors and the long corridor. Equipment office. No, that's not... Oh, I can go backwards. Okay, that's the boss. Downhill, he'll be of help. Let's go further in. That's probably the room, if I had to take a guess. Oh, no? Really? That's it?
This is it.
I reach for the door handle. Before I can touch it, I feel someone's finger dig into my shoulder.
The confident information, gentlemen. Area's off limits. You decided to choke on air? Why are you choking on air?
It's all good. We're the ones on the case. I've got a letter.
Doesn't look like an access form to me. No stamps, no entry. That's just how it is, I'm afraid.
It's from the Department of Work.
Then the Department of Work can let you into their sorting office. They have no power here. For in this corridor, I am the law.
Oh. Whoops.
It's hard.
I'll keep the voice. I don't care. Show her the last permission slip. Beg. Let's see if I can get information on the stamping officer.
Killed my potted plants once. He wasn't even the one supervising it. They just seemed to wilt in his presence. Succulents, cacti, doesn't matter.
What about receptionist?
Lazy. A bad work ethic. Never washes up after herself. Keeps stealing communal cutlery.
That could be. Why would the receptionist need cutlery? I think the voice suits her. Thank you, boss.
I'm his favorite employee.
Hmm. Well, I already. Okay, let me go back. She's broke. Let's ask about the body. Is the body still there at the very least?
What body?
Lovely. So the body's been moved.
Ha! You can't trick me. I'm under a non-disclosure agreement.
What about your job?
As a hallway regulation officer, I patrol the corridors and make sure no one tries to sneak into places where they don't belong. I also check that no one's running, eating, or chewing gum in the corridors. Structure is important, I think. You can't get anything done without it. And I have a keen sense of justice. That's why I took up the promotion, I suppose.
And before that?
I used to work as a complaint resolution branch.
Uh,
I was like a year-long sleep paralysis episode, except the demons were actually real.
you saying I'm not real? What's that? Here, have the last permission slip.
You seem confused. Reception's on the other side.
Do I seriously, genuinely need a separate slip for each of these? Godforsaken doors?
That's right.
Can I just get one singular permission to make my way around a department for one day?
No.
Can I get several separate permissions and stamp them all in one batch?
No. When you're signing a confidentiality agreement, you must feel weighed down by the gravity of your promises. Each and every one of them. There's no shortcuts, no cheats, and no entry.
It's
Let me stop you right there. Everyone's curious. Everyone's got the itch to see what's on the other side. Everyone forgets their jacket in the office 2 weeks ago. Your excuses impress me not.
I don't really want to beg. But I'm really not being left with any choices, it seems like. Besides giving up. HR office shakes her head.
I've seen it all, folks. The bargaining, the pleading, the sad puppy dog eyes. But here's the deal. My job is to keep secrets safe and sound. There's some serious stuff happening on the other side. If you want my advice, you better stay it off out of it. Not the doors are meant. Not all doors are meant to be open.
Why does she remind me of Reshiram? I can see it, kinda. At this point, I just have to give up. Each blink seems to last a moment too long. My head bobs as though in resignation, too drained to fight another unwinnable battle. Dude! A yawn stretches my jaw. Don't.
God dang it. Are you sure you don't want a second opinion on this?
This is fine. I'm fine.
You've already done it twice.
Exactly. I think I'm getting used to it.
Yeah, I think that might be what they're counting on.
You don't get it, do you?
Nope, not a single bit.
They're trying to keep me out.
Yeah? Following so far?
Purposely. Put on your thinking hat. What reason could they possibly have to waste all the time, people, paper, just to stand in my way?
I mean, if it makes you feel any better, I don't think they're doing it to you specifically.
Keep it down. You're still a rookie. Fresh meat, even. You think you know more than me? I've been cracking cases since before you knew what a crime was. I can tell when something smells fishy, and this whole place reeks of fish. There's something seriously shady business going on behind these doors. My instincts are practically shouting.
Are you done yet? I've got places to be. But sorry, my partner's having a bit of a crisis.
Boss.
Oh God, you're British. Sorry, Gov. My boss is having a bit of a crisis. Administrative efficiency is really taking it out on him.
Her eyes shimmer with a sinister glint. My head snaps towards the intern in an instant, checking to see whether he noticed. Nothing. He's so oblivious it makes me want to pull my hair out. Just a work being said is just a word being said is contagious. You know this. I am gonna shut up because I feel another one coming.
There it is. Even the thought is contagious.
My thoughts shift and reform, like the shadows hovering over the fringes of my vision, stretching. Therefore, it must be evening. The building is flooded with harsh white light, corridor after corridor after corridor, bright and bleak in flickering desks, panels, coffee stations, their offset hues twisting into my eyes. Inch by inch, the giant organic mass moves, shuffling, coughing, blind to the dreadful secrets lurking beneath. I feel a protective surge, long forgotten, to be the lighthouse guiding them through the darkness of cruelty, conspiracy, crime. I catch myself trailing off mid thought.
Next! No. Are you kidding me? Just how many access forms do you need?
You're reading my thoughts.
Nosy, aren't you?
My throat tightens up. For now, I have to keep a low profile. I'm solving a murder.
Wait, really? Wow. That's so impressive. I never knew. You should mention it more often. It's really gonna open doors for you round here. Next time before you come, shave. Just looking at you makes my face all itchy.
My detective requests permission to access sorting office for reason of I need to see the body.
Show me the body.
Oh, I wonder if I can get stuff from him.
You're still here?
Uh, about the sorting office.
Do you think I gave you the stamp because I, what, enjoy it? Like, this is what I do for fun? Is that what you think? You got your own eyes. Spare mind the displeasure of perceiving you. And go look at it, clown.
Okay, buddy. You're the clown here, not me. What about the murder?
Wasn't me. Maybe next time.
Next, oh. I'm not a good detective. Uh, Tell me about the boss.
Same as every other boss. Speaks like an alien. Acts like he's figured out the secret to running the universe. Can barely turn on the printer. Every day feels like a roller coaster of incompetence, and I've got the front seat.
Well, of course you do. You're the stamper. Maybe if you weren't stamper, you'd have a back seat, buddy.
I literally just got a restraining order, and she's already found a way to circumvent it. You want my advice? Listen up. Stop running her errands. Do not engage. She's a malevolent, soul-sucking vampire. You two would probably get along.
Oh. He's calling you out.
Her? Single file. No talking. No chewing. No loitering. It's like, okay, Captain Hallway. You've got to give her credit, though. It's a tough job. Walk around corridors with that giant stick up her ass.
Okay, that's so. Hmm. Uh, what do you? I haven't talked to you about HR officer.
Oh, yeah, her. Well, you gotta cut her some slack, I think. She was the last one to get out of the complaint resolution branch, so you can understand there's a lot of pent up anger. I think she likes me, though. I'd say we're pretty good friends.
I doubt it. I can continue to try to rest. I'll do it again.
Do you think the office water cooler's too cold? It gave me brain freeze yesterday. Yeah, I know, like, for real.
Haven't tried it.
Why not?
Coffee felt more appropriate.
Smart. That's probably warmer, unless you have it iced.
I nod. My head bobs forward.
The cooler, though, that's a whole different issue. I'm telling you, it's not even refreshing anymore. It's punishing.
Mm.
Every time I hydrate, I have this overwhelming fear that my tongue will get stuck to the side of the cup. Do you ever get that? Like some kind of icy pole? Wait, you're going to love this. Fun fact about me? That's actually why I started wearing this scarf indoors. That's like super messed up, right?
Yeah, right. Whatever. Very upsetting. Hate when that happens.
Tell me about it. It's like a whole Arctic expedition. Many have fallen. Do you take your coffee iced then?
Why would I?
Wait, what? Then why are you complaining?
I'm getting away from her.
Congrats on the stat, Gub. Glad to see you back. They've been making me turn up the office plants. So they're facing north. The abundance of sunlight has spoilt them, apparently. The HR officer's afraid they're getting too entitled.
The plants are getting it. Let's see what your opinions are. What about the boss?
I don't think he leaves his office often with enough to fit a whole murder in his schedule.
Could have been a hit job.
On what budget?
He declined to provide crucial information about the case, explicitly asked me to keep all investigations surface level, and made some frankly disconcerting comments, like he's looking forward to seeing me.
Yeah, sure. Sounds disconcerting.
What about yourself?
Wait, what? Dude, you're joking, right? I literally joined yesterday.
Can't be too careful around these parts.
I can't tell if you're stressed out or just a bit of a prick.
A little bit of both. About receptionist.
She's a little intense, sure, but not in a murdery way. Like, if saw her boarding a bus, I'd probably wait for the next one. But that's about it.
And that's exactly what makes you the perfect murder victim. You're gullible, easily charmed. Listen here. The receptionist impulsively makes her more likely to engage in criminal activity. Here, her grating, incessant, overbearing, rambling is an obvious ploy designed to disincentivize me from further questioning.
I think she might be just like that. Not to doubt your expertise, of course.
HR officer.
If she were going to murder someone, she probably would have done it back when she worked in complaint resolution. That place sucks.
Sucked?
Not sure, but I've heard horror stories.
She was obviously trying to hide her involvement with the murder, or perhaps covering for someone. Use your noodle. Why else would she block our access to the sorting office?
Power tripping plus neurotic tendencies? Managerial zealotry is like her full-time gig. Yeah, sorry. Just trying to inject some nuance in your conjectures.
Careful, do not spill.
Get out of my cup! My tea!
A stamping officer.
Any reason? remarkably hostility and unwillingness to cooperate. That's like half of our employees.
So I thought. This whole place is rotten. I'm gonna get to the bottom of this. Can I go in equipment? Can I just go in somewhere? I never checked this door. Complaint resolution office. Cobwebs stretched across the handle. It smells like mold and decay. The paint on the door is worn thin and peels away in curling tendrils. I knock, but no one answers. Oh, it's you again. Nah.
Everything all right? You look a bit pale.
Yeah, I'm fine. I take a deep breath. It hits me the moment I walk in.
Holy.
Oh. Well then. Decomposing bodies smell like rotting meat with sickly sweet undertones. This one's been out for a few days.
I'm gonna throw up.
In the corner, please. I pinch my nose and kneel in front of the body. Looks gruesome. There's no way around it. I've seen worse, though. At least it's all in one piece. Still, something doesn't feel right. The air is heavy with the weight of the unspeakable. Dust motes. Motionless in the slanting light. So we got a switchblade. I can check the pen. Name tag.
Looks like a pen.
It's empty.
Ah, there's like a spring inside with some other stuff.
I mean, there's no ink. Obviously.
Yeah. That's what I thought you meant.
What about name tag? According to the lanyard, the deceased was the department's senior efficiency specialist.
Wow. Well, that's not good.
Oh, it's not a switchblade. It's a stapler. Stapler is irreparably broken. The handle has cracked and the base is bent out of shape. Its sheet metal casing has rusted from the blood.
Probably the murder weapon.
No shit. The intern needs to leave. The floor is littered with aluminum staples. Oh, oh, oh! There's more. Check the body. Flies devour the body. The room is alive with incessant buzzing.
Should we move it somewhere?
You can if you want to. I'm not a funeral service. Let's check. Their head is covered in hematosis. Skull shows signs of multiple fractures. Looks like blunt force trauma.
More like someone mistook their noggin for a pinata.
That's blunt force trauma.
Ugh, gnarly.
Face? Their features are barely recognizable from the swelling.
Yeah, no, I got nothing. I can barely see their face.
Anything else on them, maybe? I don't... There must be something else. Oh, the pocket. Found a wallet. Neat.
Dude. Seems like we're done here.
One more thing. There's people just working in here? Excuse me? Why are they just in here? The sorters idly flick through the pages.
Yeah, them. Not sure which one's worse, actually. Do you reckon they, saw it? Or just walked into the office next morning and kept them as? What? Room decor?
Their hollow eyes keep skimming over the papers. At times, one of the sorters sighs or taps her foot or clicks a pen, but not a single one looks up. Guess there's only one way to find out. Wild.
It is. What?
Oh my god, there's so much to click on. The sky leaks through the cracks. It's sickening. Inside the cup is a vicious reddish-brown liquid of unspecified origin. They're soulless. Fuzzy white mold floats. Ew! The sorter looks inside.
It takes a sip! Ah!
Complaints. Lots of them. A few feel sticky and with some kind of liquid. The front pages include names and dated stamps. At a glance, the oldest stamp dates to 2 days ago. The front pages include names and dated stamps. At a glance, the oldest stamp dates back to a day ago. Neat stacks of complaints. The front pages include names and dated stamps. Most of them date back to this morning. Okay, so if I had to guess, you're lazy, or you haven't been here a while. You took a day off and now you're back, and you've been here every single day of your life. The sun dips below the horizon, casting a sickly orange glow across the room. I peer through the foggy window. Sinister silhouettes dance inside. Their distorted shapes send a shiver down my spine, shocking me into alertness. And just like that, they're gone. Okay, let's talk to you.
I don't like it when people like complaints in cursive. Gives me the ick.
Interrogate about the body. What about the body? Has it been there all along?
Correct.
But you did nothing about it?
Correct.
Do you have a cleaner? A security person? Garbage disposal? Anything to remove a dead human from your office?
A young man comes in, sometimes, but only takes paper.
Might as well just keep talking to you. Tap to Soder's desk, get her attention. The lights are on, but no one's home. What about the victim? Soder raises her gaze.
First time I see them,
You had plenty of time.
and no reason to look.
Wow. Okay. What about the other sorters?
Don't know him.
They're right there. Look where I'm pointing. She looks, then looks away. The perpetrator. Did you see the killer?
Not since the incident.
No, that's all good. That's what I'm asking about, the incident. What did they look like?
Probably angry.
I go away for a few minutes and suddenly every employee there is soulless. She gives a distressed shrug, a detached shrug. Bleh, I can't even speak. What about the crime? I need to know if you were present at the time of the murder.
Please define a more specific time frame. Feels like the kind of thing you don't forget. Guess not.
So she's useless. Looks like some kind of embroidery, not a real lock. In this place, time is elastic. It warps and stretches. It defies definition. You have less paperwork, so you're probably no, you're still soulless. Ending the letter with regards is considered rude.
To facilitate positive relationship building,
We recommend choosing a more personalized and engaging sign-off. I click my fingers in front of her face. No reaction. It doesn't bother you then, sitting in a room with a dead body?
I found it distressing. Still, like most things, with time, you get used to it.
About the victim. Senior Efficiency Specialist. What can you tell me about him?
They weren't a sorter. Or perhaps they worked in a different office.
No! Really? What about the other sorters?
Sorting is a cycle. I am past papers, I pass the papers on.
The perpetrator. Did you recognize the murderer? Could you have been someone you know?
As a possibility, sure. We need names! Naming all the people I've known. Huh. We'd be here a very long time.
Well then. The crime. How much have you seen?
Civilizations rising, empires crumbling, the flat circle of human history, stuck in a loop of endless repetition.
I did sorting for the stupid high school senior projects thing. It is soul crushing. Oh. I mean, true. When I was in high school, I was office aide for a while, and I did have to sort some papers. That's some goddamn good tea, man.
Our state-of-the-art scanning system is highly sensitive to color vibrations. Any deviation from officially designated hues can disrupt its delicate balance.
Did that for 3 weeks looked at like them.
You can find a comprehensive list of approved shades of ink by contacting the Ink Regulation Bureau.
I waved my hand in front of her face. She doesn't react. What about the body?
Here's what doesn't add up to me. For me, how can you spend all this time in a room with a dead body and do nothing? I've sorted the smell complaints into a separate pile. We've been using them as fly swatters. Well, you know, if you got rid of the body, you wouldn't need the papers as a fly swatter.
Would you be able to identify a victim?
Not from this angle.
You could walk around. She gives the intern a nod of acknowledgement, but doesn't move. The other sorters.
We haven't spoken. The murderer seems as good as excuse as any. No?
Sorter looks at him blankly and returns to work. The perpetrator. Does the murderer work here?
Didn't ask him, I'm afraid.
But you'd be able to recognize the colleague, right?
To be fair, staff turnover's crazy.
Oh, one of those jobs. Okay. Fine. Let's try another angle. Am I correct in assuming you lot saw it? She nods. Okay, that's good. We're getting somewhere. And what did you see?
At the time, it must have been a complaint to the Department of Health, perhaps. Something about losing a scalpel.
Lot. British, yeah. Ah. So, oh, there's still more. The bin is full of crumpled up complaints. Most of them are dated yesterday. How often are the bins taken out?
Whenever he comes.
Who's he? No answer. Precariously bound stacks begin to sway. Please put that back. These ones don't have any name on them.
They're ancient. Back when we allowed anonymous complaints.
The margins look weathered.
Dude, seriously, put down the papers. What are you doing? The whole thing's gonna collapse on your head.
Oh yeah, we don't want that to happen again. I know there's still the camera. Is there anything else? No.
That's a security camera. It's probably like a room you can see the camera input.
Yes, I know how security cameras work.
Sorry. Just trying to be helpful, man. Jeez.
I think that's everything here. Nothing more to see. I turn the handle retreat without as much as glancing over my shoulder. Smells aside, the place makes me feel uneasy. Like I'm encroaching on a world I'm not part of.
Yeah, gonna be honest. Not loving the gig. It's not your fault, obviously. Just feels like there should be some kind of middle ground between arranging paper clips by size and looking at corpses. Job market, man. Hey, it's a detective. You still with us?
What?
I'm saying, what's next? Lead the way, boss.
What do you think about the sorting officer?
Why would they keep the corpse with them, though?
Some kind of sick enjoyment?
Didn't look particularly joyful to me.
Or perhaps something more ritualistic? The room contained occult imagery.
You mean a dream catcher?
And their speech, it didn't make any sense.
Dude, by your criteria, I think you make a pretty good murder suspect.
Yeah. So, gotta go back, I guess? Quiet humming flows from the other side of the door. Did you hear that?
Uh-huh. He's a bit of a snorer. Did your pen run out?
Surprisingly, no.
Grabbing one just in case, then.
Probably not worth the access form carousel.
Coffee's ready, boss.
Hi, Whiskey. Welcome in. Oh. Yeah, she has a lot to say, I guess. What do you have to say about the sorting office?
Yes. The boss holds them in high regard. I'll have you know, not anyone can be a sorter. You need a special kind of attunement, I guess. Some call it a gift, some call it a curse. And knowing the will of that which was writing in that which shall read.
I'm turning everyone British at this point. Anything else on stamping officer?
Oh my god, stop. Was that obvious?
Okay, I already read this. Oh, never mind.
I like him so much I could bite off his tongue so I could savor the taste of his words forever. He's been shooting me these intense stares whenever I sit next to him in a meeting.
Running across any good irony sims lately? That's a joke, there aren't any.
I mean,
This one has quite a bit of irony in it, seems like.
he keeps taking long routes through the corridors just to avoid bumping into me because he knows what I'm gonna do once I catch him.
I can feel the room beginning to spin. Horrified, I turn towards the intern. But he doesn't seem to be listening. Of course he's not! Uh, what about the rest?
Oh yeah, her. Well, you gotta cut her some slack. She was the only one to get out of the complaint branch. Poor thing, I bet she feels safer now. Like a child, thinking a blanket will protect her from the horrors that lay beyond.
You shifted. I don't like that.
The boss, like, I don't dislike him, I guess. He's alright. I mean, we all have our flaws. We have Casual Friday now, which is good, but we also have a Bring Lunch for Your Boss Tuesday, and I'm pretty sure that's made up. On Tuesday lunchtimes, he'll visit the employee lounge and eat whatever he can find inside. That's fine, though. Teaches us resilience, adaptability, and conflict resolution.
Wow! I think you just reached a new low. Are you seriously trying to skip the queue? It's kind of inspiring, really. This level of impudence. You're doing great. Now get out of my face. I'm obviously not here for a stamp. And you shouldn't have been in my face to begin with. Next! Well, I was hoping to get some info out of him. Ask how to get to the security camera.
You mean like the security office? Sure, I'd be happy to escort you upstairs, but unfortunately.
I need a slip.
Wow, Mr. Detective, you are very astute.
A wicked glimmer fills her eyes. The same malicious distant shimmer I saw at the eyes of the HR officer. I can't give up at this point. But oh, how tempting it is when she looks at me in a way that makes me feel like a slab of meat. I lock eyes with the intern. Not a worry clouding his vacant stare. In high spirits, making the most of his excused slack. My jaw tightens, the pressure building behind my eyes. The world around narrows to a single point. Don't get too excited now while I'm busy. You'll have plenty of time to source better coffee in a big cup. Why does he have 3 cups? Excuse me?
You've already had like a gallon.
Make yourself useful.
And you look like you're gonna fall over any second. Dude, sir.
Sir? Oh, I died. My face feels like a stranger's, stretched and pulled across the ripples of the coffee cup. My eyes, my mouth, my nose, toyed with by the distortion of hidden undercurrents. The fabric of reality shifting along with the gentle swaying of the cup. I'm unpleasantly surprised you're still standing. No, really. Wow. Must be hard carrying those eye bags around. Okay. They look large enough to have their own gravitational pull. Never seen anything like it. Pretty rude to inflict that on people, if you ask me. The faster you stamp, the sooner I go. If I punched you in the face and stopped, would you thank me? Are you threatening me? Oh dear. Look at him sway. Look at him stumble. Majestic. He seems so obsessed with my sleep schedule. Why is that, I wonder? Listen here. I don't know what you guys are hiding. Yet. But if you think I could be intimidated out of pursuing the truth, you're wrong. If you think I could be tricked into wasting my time, sleeping, shaving, whatever it is you're trying to make me do, you're in for quite a revelation. Upon me was bestowed a great duty, to leave no mysteries concealed, no beast disguised, to bring order to the chaos, shed light unto the shadows, to restore everything that seems unfair, deceiving, unsolvable, irrational to its truthful state, laid out transparent and clear. Only then justice can prevail. Eye-opening stuff. Lots to think about. If you try shouting louder, really get that anger out. Who knows? Maybe you'll tire yourself out and collapse. And oh, Oh.
what a dream you'll witness.
Takes a drag of a cigarette, letting out thick, writhing coils of black smoke. I detect defective. Request permission to access security for reason of murder. Looks like a set. The other lady had 7 pairs of glass. I missed that? Looks like a sad alien hamster with weird ears and a couple of chin tentacles. This is getting unhinged. I need to finish it faster.
Gonna be honest, man, sir. I've seen roadkill that look more lively.
Can I say, we can't all be sunshines and rainbow. Some of us have shit to do. Bless you? The intern's saying something, but my mind wanders, adrift in a sea of half-formed thoughts. The music, the murmurs, blurring into one monotonous buzz, as though I am eavesdropping from beneath the surface. In a blink, my vision sharpens, and there he is again, staring at me. What? He nods at my hands. A cup of fresh coffee nests between my palms.
As requested, bigger cup. Maybe take it easy for now, yeah? You can barely keep your hands steady. The footage is not going anywhere, just chill. Just come up to the desk whenever you're ready. We can head on upstairs.
Yeah. Why do I need to talk to the intern? Demand to know what's happening.
OMG, I'm sorry, Mr. Detective. You'll sleep a lot better if you don't. It's true. I've had no clues, and I've been sleeping great.
I can feel myself beginning to sweat. I guess try to rest? I begin to lower myself into one of the chairs. I suddenly freeze in my tracks, a cold chill crawling down my spine. The stamping officer's grin flashes before my eyes, his mouth writhing with wisps of black smoke. I can't prove it, sure, but I know it's true. Something dreadful will happen if I close my eyes. Oh. It's not the intern. What do you mean it's not the intern? Uh, yeah, show me a security office.
Already, ma'am?
You're talking to the receptionist. It said talk to intern. I didn't even talk to the intern. We part with her at the top of the stairs, disappearing behind the stairway door.